Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Glad to have y'all here for today's session, Ethical Hacking 101 information session, trying to take you zero to hero in a very short time period. I'm going to keep it quick. I'm going to keep it fast. I'm give you all a whole lot of information, and hopefully you learn something, you do something, you know something by the end of the time that we're here together. Yes, I am Carl Gray III, certified ethical hacker, certified penetration tester, certified information systems auditor, or a bunch of other stuff. But that's just kind of what I do and who I do it for. So I'm going to be starting really quickly. I'm glad to have you all here. I'll be starting in about 2 seconds, just pulling up my screen, because we're going to jump right into it as I share with you all how to become an ethical hacker, even if you have never, ever done anything in cybersecurity before. If you've had a head start, this is good for you as well. And stay tuned, as you see at the bottom, to the end to learn about my bounty program. Yes, I would give away money too. I like doing that kind of stuff. So yeah, everybody gets paid when you rock with me. I promise you on that. That's how I roll. All right. So we're going to jump right into it now. So today's session, Ethical Hacking 101 information session, where we will talk about how to start a career in cybersecurity, even if you don't have a computer science degree or any cybersecurity experience. I'm going to tell you my story, and it may shock you, it may not, but let's get to going. So the truth of the matter is, as we all know, cybersecurity is one of the fastest growing industries in not just in the United States, but in the entire world. All right. And according to Tech Republic, data breaches are increasing more than 50% annually. And, whenever something like that happens, just like when crime increases, policing increases, so when cyber threats increase, so does the need for people to be able to prevent, to detect, and to mitigate those things. All right. So I just want to tell you right now, you are in the right place. Nothing happens by happenstance. If you just happen to click on this video, you just happen to send me an email, you happen to get on the phone with me, you just happen to find me on LinkedIn, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, broadcast or streaming, it's not by coincidence. So I encourage you to stick around. So today's training is perfect for students with an interest in computer and or cybersecurity. So if you know a high school, middle school, college, grad student who wants to get into cybersecurity, today is perfect for them. Go ahead and tag them in the comments. Also, it's perfect for professionals who want to make a change in their career. Maybe you're a teacher, maybe you're a hairdresser, maybe you're, whatever you are. A musician, an artist, you're an investigator, you're a drummer like myself, a politician like I was, and you want to make a change, today is perfect for you. Also, today's training is perfect for people who excel in problem solving and critical thinking. Maybe you're the type of person when you're walking down the street, you see something, you're like, hold up, this can be fixed, this can be better. Or you like, hey, I could probably do this or do that, most people don't think of that. So don't think that it's strange that you think like that. Chances are you should be in cybersecurity. You should be an ethical hacker, penetration tester. Come join me and do what I do. So the truth is, you are worth this. You are worth every second that you're about to take to listen to me. All right. So what I want you to do is close your email. Show your worth. Close your email. Yeah, that one right there. Click that. Wow. Close all 20 browser windows that you currently have open. Because just like me, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, close to 20 open right now. Close the door. I don't care if you're in a house by yourself. Give yourself this space all to you, where you shut everything else out just to get this information that is going to be very, very valuable to you. Put the phone and social media on silent. As a matter of fact, I need to do that myself. Put my phone on silent so that nothing will distract us from our time together right now. And if you are a parent, ask your children not to kill themselves or each other for about the next hour, because you know how kids do that. Also, during this time, should you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments, and I will get to them as soon as possible. So you don't have to wait till the end. I will have questions and answers at the end, but you don't have to wait until the end to type them in the comments, and I will address them. And even if you're watching this on replay and you have a question, go ahead and type it in there, and either myself or my interns will get right back to you and reply to your comment. All right. So let's keep it going. So why should you listen to me? Like let me tell you a little bit about my story. So give myself a little bit of authority, as they like to say. So in 2006, I was a graduate of Hampton University. Now, mind you, I did not take this in 2006 because my hair, you know, obviously. Uh, so I was a graduate of Hampton University with a degree in political science. Yes, so not computer science, not technology, not even a bachelor of the arts, not even bachelor of science, anything. I wasn't even bio or nothing like that. I had some computer experience. I was blessed to do some things with my pastor. She allowed me to do some work on the computers when I was younger, but it really wasn't something that I really wanted to do. It wasn't my interest, so I went in a different direction. I had zero cybersecurity experience. And the truth is, I didn't even know what cybersecurity was. And so that means a lot of you right now are ahead of where I was back then when I first started. So let's go ahead and talk about where I am. And I had zero certification. So there was no letters behind my name besides the three I's that my parents named me when they named me Carl the Third. So today, let's talk about where I am today, 15 years later. Um, I'm certified in the areas of cybersecurity, IT assurance, and IT auditing. I'm a certified information systems auditor. I'm a certified ethical hacker. I'm a certified penetration tester. I have over a decade of experience. I'm pushing up on 15 years of experience in this field. And 10 years of experience in ethical hacking, over 25,000 hours of paid consulting work, and hundreds of hours of study, research, and development. And I'm actually pushing thousands now because anybody who knows me knows I have not been sleeping in a while because I'm always learning. You never stop learning. And I'm the founder and owner of Learn from a Hacker and Prototype Consulting Group, LLC, which is putting on this wonderful webinar for you today. All right. So ask me what I do. They ask me what I do. So ethical hacking and penetration testing. I do security awareness and training where I go into organizations and I teach people how not to get hacked online. IT auditing where I support financial statement audits where looking at controls over environments, general controls, IT controls, application controls, all of those things. I do business development. I do process improvement and disaster recovery and business continuity. All of these things come to bear in the field that I am in. And ask me what I do and who I do it for. So these are some of the clients that I've worked for over the past year. Some notable ones like Network Solutions, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, National Council of Negro Women, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency for the United States Treasury, Marriott, Pepco, Exelon, the Lynx, Miami-Dade Transit Authority, Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority, the City of Los Angeles, Maryland Transportation Authority, and the other HU. And I love all of my clients, even Howard. So yeah, that's how we roll. And I'm very proud. This is a very small list. If I listed all of my clients, it would be too many slides to handle. But just to show you that these are some notable names that I've worked for in the area of IT security, IT assurance, and cybersecurity. So, and this can be your story too. As I said before, I did not have a degree in political science. In computer science. I did not know what cybersecurity even was. I did not have a whole lot of experience with computers. It was something that was like, I don't really want to do this. But hey, but one of the reasons I did it was because ethical hacking pays. And I'm not talking about in the moral sense, even though, there's a sense of morality that you get when you're helping other people and helping companies. But I'm talking about cash money. Like we talked about, the founder of No Wire Security, Eric Geyer, estimates a more conservative $50,000 to $100,000 per year in the first years of work, depending on your employer. And these are all things you can Google and find out. How much does an ethical hacker make? And you'll see what the numbers are. The average starting salary for a CEH is $95,000. And as of 2019, and it's probably grown since then because the demand is so high. The average pay for an ethical hacker is $115,571 a year. Not too many professions can say that. And one thing that we do boast about in the area of cybersecurity is we have a 0.000% unemployment rate, meaning there are more jobs for cybersecurity professionals than there are cybersecurity professionals to perform those jobs. So yes, there's a lot going for us in this area. So how did I get here? I just told you, where I was and where I went, but how did I get there? First of all, I took an interest. I was working I was blessed to be able to work. My pastor allowed me to work for a member of our church who was a mentor of mine, and I took an interest in it. And I said I wanted to do it, and then what I did, I took a chance again because it wasn't something that I had ever done before. But it was like, I need to go in this direction. You kind of see where things are going, and this is a good way to go. Then I took a class very much like the one I teach. All the things that I teach are things that I've learned. And I even use the same methodologies that I learned. And most importantly, I took control. And that's what I want you to do. That's what I want to help you to do right now. Take control of the future. Because with skills in cybersecurity, you can be sure that not only will you always have a job because we have a 0% unemployment rate, but you'll be able to protect yourselves and your family from emerging threats. I am the go-to person for my friends, for my family, for my loved ones, people who I care about when it comes to this. If they're worried about a website, if they're worried about being hacked, they're worried about this, that, and the other, they come to me about it, and to be in that position is something that I value because I want to help to protect the people that I love. So let's talk about some things that you may have heard about cybersecurity. The nerds in the basement or whatever that you have to be great at computers to start in cybersecurity. Jobs in cybersecurity are isolated from people. You have to have a degree in computer science. It takes years to learn how to hack, and you're too young or you're too old to get into cybersecurity. Now, before I debunk all of these myths, let me just start to say this. You can be an ethical hacker in less than 2 months. And I'll jump out on a limb and say, I can make you a ethical hacker in less than 1 week. Yes, I said it, less than 1 week. I'm bold. I'm bold enough to say it. So the truth about these quote unquote statements that you may have heard, whatever you're doing now can translate into cybersecurity. Like I said, I was working in uh, uh, politics, doing consulting work. And I translated that into cybersecurity. There are things that even the garbage man, secretaries, police officers, all of those things can go into this field. I don't believe there's any field out there that cannot translate into cybersecurity. Whatever you do right now, you can bring into this field. Myth number two, I interact with people all the time, whether it's, doing social engineering, whether I'm doing audits, security assessments, whatever it is, I can, I'm talking to people a whole lot. Myth number three, you actually don't have to have any degree. Even though it's recommended, it's a good thing to have a degree. And, I love my time at Hampton. But, there are many certifications that don't require any type of degree. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be helping my interns that I work with who are in high school to have certain certifications before they have their diploma, because it's important to me to even help them to do that. Also, the truth is I can turn you into a job-ready ethical hacker before the end of this summer. And I truly, truly, truly believe that. And if you talk to the people who I've helped, they can tell you that as well. And finally, my answer to you're too young or too old is whatever. Just being real. Just being real with you. So it doesn't take years to learn how to hack. And like I said, by the end of this webinar, you'll be ready to get started. I can promise you that. But, in case you're wondering, because what a hacker is, because there are a lot of misnomers out there and people think that hackers are all bad, or they, thinking this, that, or the other. But the truth is a hacker is simply a person who spends a great time tinkering with hardware, software, peripherals, actually anything, to develop more efficient programs to bypass unnecessary steps and get the job done more quickly. Most of the time, I use the analogy of a water bottle. You see this water bottle in my hand. It's a normal water bottle, and this is normally where I take my water break during the webinar, so I can tell you about it because I use it as an example. Most of the time, people they drink water bottles like this. Wonderful. Now, to make it more efficient and more effective, what some people do is they put a straw in it, or they can stick a hole on the side and stick a straw right there, which, reduces the impact on the arm coming up. That's essentially hacking. You're taking something that was designed one way and you're using it in a way that's different and more convenient for you. But when it comes down to it, there are two types of hackers. There's ethical or criminal. I'm a white hat. I wear the white hat. So no, I will not hack into Sally Mae or Navient. I will not hack into a bank. I will not hack into your Xbox. What I do is with permission, because that is a true difference between an ethical hacker and a criminal hacker, the white hat and the black hat. It is permission. And there are enough companies that need what we do ethically, where we don't ever have to do this illegally. The job of an ethical hacker. We are the ultimate security professional. We do physical, we do logical security. We look for vulnerabilities in systems. We do everything that the criminal does. Most places, most jobs, there is one way that they operate. In order to protect. We have to do the same thing. Have to have the same amount of knowledge as those who are doing this illegally. The malicious black hat hackers, as they like to call them, because we use our skills in a legitimate, lawful manner to find vulnerabilities. Also, we legally attempt to break into computer systems and networks. If you see around me, I have 5 computers sitting around me that I break into all the time. And that's you don't have to have that many, but I do in order to do what I do. We expose vulnerabilities so that target entities can mitigate them before they are illegally or accidentally exposed. One thing people don't understand is that every hack that's done is not done on purpose. Sometimes people, they click on the wrong thing, or they, drop something somewhere, they leave something somewhere, and they expose data, or they do something wrong. It's a lot of times accidental. Remember, 70% of most breaches are internal, not external. And we help to protect our clients from cyber threats by providing recommendations for system security improvements. So jobs for an ethical hacker. Once you become an ethical hacker, what the heck can you do? Network administration. You can do security investigator. You can be a penetration tester. You can be a web security manager. You can do data analysis, forensics. You can be on the next CSI cyber, IT security administration, network defense technicians, and even a social engineer. And I just did my class last night with my other cohort, and there are about 12 jobs that social engineers do. Mind you, you don't have to hack anything to be a social engineer. So what does it take to be an ethical hacker? People ask all the time, well, how'd you get into it? What does it take? Really a sharp mind. You want to be able to think on your feet, because it goes without saying that efficient decision making is an important characteristic of an ethical hacker. Problem solving, that's a major skill. The tougher the job, the more those things shine through. So again, as I said, if you're the type of person, you're quick witted, you think fast, you look up stuff, you know how to find stuff, random things on Google, you're good at Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, like those type of things. That is one of the the skill sets that you need. Most importantly, an ethical compass. It is very, very, very important that you you you're an ethical person. I'll just put it like that. That you have integrity. Intent is the only thing that differentiates us from an ethical, and that differentiates us from the malicious hackers, because we use the same methodology, same techniques, the same tools, and I'll even talk about that later on as we continue discussing. So the only thing is intent. And I'll tell you later about my very first hack and some of the stuff I was able to uncover. And had I not had the ethical compass or the integrity that I had, the information I had in my hand was worth a whole lot. But I'm an ethical person, so I turned it over the way I was supposed to. The willingness to learn and expand your knowledge. As I said before, I am always training myself. I'm always learning something new, doing something new in this field, and you'll want to do that as well. Networking skills. And no, I'm not talking about the routers and switches and zeros and ones. I'm really talking about being able to network with people. Talk to people about, because you're going to be presenting to some pretty high level people. Like most of the time, hackers don't talk to hackers. Hackers talk to CEOs. Hackers talk to CIOs. Hackers talk to CFOs. When we do this. Education. And again, I'm not talking about a degree, though it is very good to have a degree. I'm talking about, expanding your knowledge, getting certifications, taking, boot camps, all of that. So are you ready to start learning? I'm going to assume that the answer is yes, because I'm not going to sit there and ask. Um, and again, as I said before, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section at any point, and I will definitely get to them, whether it be in the midst of it or towards the end. So, are you ready to start learning? Yes. Are you ready to start on the journey to a recession-proof career in ethical hacking? When I tell you business boomed while people were sitting at home, business boomed while people were sitting at home. That's the truth of the matter. So here's what you need on the technical side. I mean, people are like, well, what kind of computer do I need? A personal computer, one that you want to keep to yourself. I do, recommend a separate computer for this, but you can use it on your regular one as well, because I do help you set up virtual machines that sandbox you and protect your computer from the stuff that you do. But you can actually get a really good one from the pawn shop or something like that. You want Windows 7 or better? I do recommend Windows 10. You can use Mac OS 10.15, but I recommend a Windows machine. And the ones that I use to hack, I got that for maybe $200 from the pawn shop. As long as it has 8 gigs of RAM, 10 is better, and 100 free gigs of memory, because of the things you'll be downloading and installing. Or you can build your entire lab on Amazon Web Service for free. It's up to you, and I'll even show you how to do that in class. So hacking methodology, as with anything, we do planning. We do intelligence gathering, and I teach you how to use Google in a way that you never, ever, ever knew possible. I just, never mind, I won't even get into that. But yeah, just the class we did yesterday on intelligence gathering, we saw some things on some websites that were a lot of fun. I'll put it like that. Footprinting, where you're able to go through and see what's in a network. I teach you how to footprint your own home, so that you know what's connected to your internet. You sometimes there are things connected that you just don't know have been connected, or things you can connect. Like some people's light bulbs are connected to their Wi-Fi. You just want to know those type of things. Enumeration, being able to see what's in the zoo, as we like to say. So once you see that a computer is connected to on 192.168.0.8, then you also want to look and say, oh well, then you also want to say, well, what's on there? What's the operating system? What software is there? Because once you know that, you're able to find what vulnerabilities exist. I will show you the websites to go to, and even programs that will tell you what's wrong with what's installed where you go. Vulnerability exploitation, that's the fun stuff. We actually get to go in and hack somebody. And one of the most important things that I teach is detection and evading. How not to get caught. Even though everything that we're doing is legal, you still want to be stealth, because you're also helping your client to do all that they can to detect or not detect. Now, before I move forward, let me tell you about my very, very, very first hack. And I'm gonna stop sharing while I do that, because I like for people to see my face when I tell this story. So in my very first hack, I had taken a boot camp. It was a week-long boot camp with just like this, with a practical at the end and all of that stuff. And I was at my job, and they said, well, we're going to put you on a pen test. I was like, oh, really? Okay. Not knowing, I didn't know 100% what it was gonna entail. If everything that I learned in class was actually gonna work. All of those things. All of those things mattered. And so I was like, all right, so let's go here and let's try it. So I started with one of the great things, social engineering. And I was able to get the password from one of the clients. Their administrative assistant had actually went in and had gone in and learned and went to a website that I created where I stole their password, username and password, the same way that people do social media accounts. And I see that question, how to hack social media accounts. Yes, I do teach that as a part of OSINT, but again, everything that I do teach can only be used for good. All right. But yes, we do. Actually, I taught that class last night. But yeah, so and getting her her credentials. I used them to traverse the network. And at first, I was just getting emails, and I got I got some some files and stuff. But as I said before, I came across some information that was very, very, very valuable. This was an organization that did background checks for people who had access to it, not just people who worked there, but everybody who came through it. A lot of dignitaries, senators, congressmen, presidents, heads of states, ambassadors, all of that. And I came across over 10,000 background check files that had these people's names, addresses, their family names, um, all of that, all the stuff that I could use to all of that all of that stuff that could be used to take their information. Um, and and then what you okay, I'm getting questions. I promise you I will get to your questions. And so I had, of course, I had to turn those over to the client, but they were very, very impressed because what I was able to do was show them the vulnerabilities that they had. Had I been a malicious attacker, they would have made the news the same way Target made the news, the same way our government made the news with SolarWinds. And so it was very valuable. I ended up getting a bonus for that, an immediate $5,000 bonus and a raise next time when raises came around. It's a substantial, I think it was about a 21% increase in my pay at the time, because I showed that not only could I learn, but I could also do. And again, the things that I used then, I will teach you in this class. So going back to our presentation, I want you to stop and see yourself in that position. I want you to see where you where you are now and where you could be. Again, as I told you, I'm not much different from you at all. I promise you, I'm not that much different. I'm just normal. But as I said before, I took a chance and I took control. But I can see you in this position. I don't know who you are, but I can tell you that you can be that person. Um, you you can be the one who is the expert in your field, where everybody's coming to you, where companies are hiring you and you're doing it for yourself, helping your friends and your family, helping major corporations protect themselves against the bad guys. Had some of these companies had the right type of ethical hacking done for them, a lot of these things would not have made news. They would have been protected. You can be sitting at this table with CEOs giving them expert advice. That is something I do very, very, very often. So many times I've been called into a room and I was told to help people, just say one thing for maybe 10 minutes. And I'm in there for 90 minutes, breaking down stuff, getting, adding time to contracts and stuff like that. And that's people who are a little bit afraid when I walk in the door. They're like, uh-oh, Carl about to show us something else. And I want to show you what it is that I do so that you can do the same thing. Again, I don't want to be the only person in my field. This is open. It's wide open to everybody. And the truth is, you showed up today for a reason. Maybe more than one, even though you're super busy. Like the sun is shining outside. Cicadas are gone, y'all. It's time to have fun. But you recognize that there's a change that you want to make right now. And I'm here to help you make it. You show today maybe because you see the job landscape is changing and you don't want to be the guy who fixes CD players, when the iPod comes out, when MP3s get to going. You don't want to be the last blockbuster when Netflix takes the boom, So you have two choices, and I got great news for you. And I'm going to help you make the choice today. Whichever choice you make, I fully support you. There's option A. You can do it yourself with what I've told you today. You can go out and learn. You can do a whole lot of research. Then you have some trial and error when you do it. And this time next year, maybe this time next month, you'll be wishing that you did it differently. Or you can take the fast track to your results to become a career ready ethical hacker. And either one is great. I promise you. I wish you well. So let's talk about option A, do it yourself. Go to YouTube. You can learn a whole lot from YouTube. Now, What a lot of people don't know is YouTube is about to start taking down videos of people showing people how to hack, because they consider it against their terms of service. So trying to learn it on your own is going to get that much harder. You can create your own test labs. You can go buy a bunch of computers, get virtual machines. You can put a bunch of stuff on AWS or Azure, because you can't practice on Amazon.com. You can't practice on Google.com. You will get arrested for that kind of stuff. You go and find methodologies, OSCTML. You can do all of that type of stuff. Again, like I said, a whole lot of trial and error. Oh, and before you do all of that, you got to figure out what exactly it is that you want to study. What exactly, which way you want to go in this field. And now I'm about to get the question and answers, but before we do that, let me quickly show you what's possible. Option B. And because I'm inviting you, and this is what I normally say, I'm inviting you to my Learn from a Hacker 7-week intensive training. And while that is still available, I actually am also inviting you today to my 5-day accelerated bootcamp starting Monday, July 26, 2021. Now, hold on. It's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Daily. Now, I know something, but what is that time? Is it convenient? I get it, and trust and believe. Don't worry, I got you covered. Just stick around. Trust me, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I want to help you out. I want you to become a career-ready ethical hacker in 5 days. Yes, 0 to hero in days, not weeks, all right? Now, by the end of this course, you'll know the fundamentals of ethical hacking and cybersecurity. You'll be able to perform numerous hacks and penetration tests, things that work in the real world, things that when a company, and when you go and you apply for a job and they ask you, can you do this? You can say, yes, I can do SQL injection. Yes, I can do a cross-site scripting. Yes, I can do password cracking. Yes, I can do social engineering. All of these things that they want to do, you will be able to say, yes, I can do it because we are going to show you how. It's not just me. I have a group of interns. I have staff that I've been training and teaching, and they will help you to get to where you need to go. You'll have marketable skills to use in the workforce. One of the things that I really encourage is entrepreneurship, and I'll even teach you some things on how you can make money on your own. As a matter of fact, I'll show you before the end of this one of the ways you can make money on your own in this. You'll be able to put ethical hacker on your resume with confidence. And so those are great things that you'll be able to do. Like if you ever put ethical hacker in your LinkedIn, your email box will blow up. I promise you that. Now, why this boot camp? Well, one of the reasons that I like boot camps is, and even the way that I teach, is not just theory and information, it's actual hands-on labs. Anyone who knows me, they know I don't like sitting and listening. It's not my thing. If you put me in a classroom, I won't stick around. It just doesn't work for me. That was one of my issues even in school. Like I might agree, but I just don't like sitting down and listening to people talk. Also, fully immersive experiences help you to obtain and retain information. So yes, while I do teach you the theory, I do teach you the information, the time that you're with me, you're fully immersed in hacker land. You are learning from a hacker. And so that helps you to keep the information in because it encompasses everything during that time. Constant achievement boosts confidence. Every day you'll be achieving something. Every day you'll see, like it doesn't wait till the end. It's not just, I'm not teaching to the test. I'm not teaching to the practical. I am teaching for you to be able to accomplish. Every day you leave, there's something to be able to walk away and do yourself, plain and simple, from day one. And it gives you the mind of a hacker. Like that's really important to me. I want you to be able to think the way that I think. Like when you go to a website, you'll look at it differently. I promise. If you walking down the street, you see an alarm system, you're looking at it differently. You see an electric car, you're looking at it differently. I'm telling you, you always look at it like a hacker. Now, while I'm telling you this, let me tell you a really quick story, because as I talked about entrepreneurship, that all started with a Facebook post. And it's about how this USB drive made me $150 in less than 15 minutes. Do the math, $115 in 15 minutes. Let's say you did 4 of them in an hour. Yeah, I'm just letting you know. So basically what happened was a friend of mine posted on Facebook that they need, and it wasn't me that posted, they posted it. They needed some information off of an old computer and they were locked out of it. And, one of the things that I teach is how to bypass passwords. And I was like, all right, well, I think I can do it. So I inboxed. I didn't want to jump out there in the comment section like, hey, yo, I could do it. Nah, what I did was I went to inbox, say, hey, look, I think I can help you out. Bring your computer back. And they said, how much would you charge? And I thought, it was going to be a negotiation. But I was like 150. They were like, oh, bet. That way, because, I was saving them money. They didn't have to go and try to, buy a whole new computer or, try to, get memories back, because some memories you just can't get back. Some files you can't get back. You can't recreate and things of that nature. Like if there's an old computer you got sitting at home, chances are with this right here, I can get the information off for you. And so I wasn't sure if it was going to work. Again, this is fresh out of class. Who knows all of what if I know what I'm doing? But come to find out, I really did. So they brought it over. I told them to go ahead and leave because I wasn't trying to have them sit there and watch me, stumble. But I went in, followed the directions that I had been given in the course, and within 15 minutes, I bypassed their password, was in Windows and sitting there, getting everything that they wanted off. They had the option, they can come and get the computer and they can use it, or we could put it on another hard drive. But the fact of the matter is everything that they wanted was there. And so that's, just one way you can do it as an entrepreneur, as a side gig. You do 10 of those a month, that's an extra $1,500. And, that's not a lot of time to spend. And there are companies that run themselves only on doing this type of stuff, and they'll never tell you how easy it is because they want to charge the $150 to $200 to $300 to get the data back. So in this class, what I teach, these are the modules that I teach. The basics of ethical hacking, using your tools, and I'm going to get deeper into these on the next few slides. Assessments and discovery. Attacking, like I teach you how to attack hard drives, how to attack networks. Then I go and teach you how to attack websites. And most importantly, I teach you how to close out the hack. What it takes at the end when the money, because the money doesn't come from all these things. These are the things you got to do ahead of time. The money comes right here when you're closing it out, because it's the people that pay that bread. All right. So just real quick, I'm gonna tell you what you learn. In the basics, I teach you what is a hacker. Some of the things that I told you today, I go a little deeper into. The elements of an ethical hack. You will learn how every single one of those steps that I talked about earlier, how they work. Setting up your lab. I set up your lab. Well, you set up your lab, and I teach you how to set up your lab the exact same way that mine is set up. I don't do cookie cutter. I don't do anything. Nothing. No kitty stuff. This is real. Maintaining that lab, how to grow, how to make sure that you have the right software and hardware running on there. Then on the tools, the basics of your hacking box. My interns tell you how to customize it. I got one that's really about aesthetic. He makes his look all good and nice. And that's good for some people. Kali Linux, which I like to call the Swiss Army knife of hacking, is what both ethical hackers and black hats use. This is one of the most popular tools in the field. And, if you've never used Linux before, that is not a problem. We teach you the syntax. We teach you how to type in. We teach you the command line stuff, all of that type of stuff. Again, it is a complete mind changer. Using the Metasploit framework. The Metasploit framework is often used in every single hack. Look up Eternal Blue. You figure out what I'm talking about. And that's one of the largest hacks that was done was Eternal Blue, which was done against Windows. Hack the Box. We teach you in the very beginning where to find labs and things, even outside of the class, because, just like with anything, the more you do outside of what you're learning, once you leave the class, the better you'll be. And again, for those who are still wondering, well, what if I can't do the time? I got something for you, I promise. Assessment and discovery. So we do information gathering. As I was saying before, I teach you Google in a way that you have never, ever, ever done before. I'm also a certified Google Power Searcher, and a lot of those things that are done are used in hacking. Port and protocol discovery. When you get into a network, what are you looking for? And how do you identify it? Identifying vulnerabilities, like I said, is this website vulnerable to cross-site scripting? Attacking. Exploitation when you get in there, how to crack passwords, client-side exploits. I mean, so much social engineering, SQL injection, wireless attacks, post-exploitation, cross-site scripting, and the list goes on and on. And this, like I said, we put it all together, we're closing it, how to develop that report, because companies pay for the report. Evidence maintenance, because you need to know every step of the way how to capture everything that you do. Reporting. When you put in the things in the report, making sure you're able to get management buy-in from it. Presenting, one of the huge things being, again, you're going to be talking to CEOs, CFOs. These are people who aren't necessarily technical, so you have to be able to say it in a way where they fully understand. Restoration. One of the worst things you can do is leave a Kali Linux sitting on their network and they get scared. That's what happened to me one time. All right, so I'm just letting you know. But I teach all of that. Now, how does our class work? Again, it's 4 hours of instructor-led class, and during this 4 hours, myself, my interns, and assistants are there to help you through any questions and no concerns. I recognize this is a 101 class. This is a beginner class, and so it's a lot of us that are there, to give you that one-on-one attention that you may need going through. Now, the class will keep going, but we have breakout rooms and things of that nature that will help you in doing what you need to do. Hands-on interactive lessons and custom-made labs. We have developed labs where you're able to test everything that we do, so that you're not stuck trying to practice somewhere that's not safe or practice somewhere that can get you in trouble. Also, we have optional lessons, led by interns and staff. Maybe you want to, they're always doing something extra. These are students, and they really enjoy this. And one of the things that I tell them is, if they want to learn something, I want them not only to learn it. If I'm teaching them, I want them to also teach somebody else, because you remember 90% of what you teach. And so as they're teaching it, they're able to learn it and retain it even better. So, like I said, what if that time period doesn't work? What if you cannot do the 4 hours a day in the middle of the day? I heard one person say, I don't think I can get it in that time period. There is always a solution to every problem. And so we do live moderated replays every evening. And when I say live moderated, you'll be able to watch the class in the evening with us still there to help you. As it's going through, we're answering questions, doing the breakouts, doing the one-on-ones, all of that type of stuff. So you can ask questions just as if it was being shown live. Also, on-demand replays that you can watch for an entire year. Even if you want to do one a week, you're able to do that. If you want to do 2 a week, you're able to do that. If you want to go back, start at lesson 1 and do it all over again, because repetition makes it that much easier. You're able to continuously go back. Like, I go back and I do the lessons before I teach a lesson. I do it because it reinforces it. I tell people all the time, just like with anything, you don't expect that you're just going to watch it once, you're going to have it forever. And that's the reason why I keep the on-demand replays, because you're able to watch it once, twice, 3 times, 7 times, 100 times, 365 times, whatever you choose, because it's yours. And so I know that you're curious about price. Like, I know daggone well this dude ain't giving this away for free. You are correct. I promise you that. But before we talk about price, let's go ahead and talk about value. That's what's most important. So how much is it worth? Like I said, to be able to put cybersecurity, ethical hacker just on your LinkedIn. But I'm going to tell you right now, I have not updated my resume in years. But cybersecurity is on there. Ethical hacker is on there. And every day my phone is ringing with a job opportunity. Every day I get something on LinkedIn, something on, like, if I open up my Monster right now, it's just like, I'm like, man, I'm not looking at this stuff. And this is for contract work. This is for hire work, contract to hire, freelancer, all of that stuff. So how good would it feel where you're not looking for jobs are looking for you? That's where I want to get. That's the position that I want you to be in. And no, let's find out what you'll pay on the open market. Now, I invited you to this. Now, on the open market, and you can Google it yourself, to have an instructor-led course, which is live. The first one I took was $3,000, and that was over 8 years ago. And the price now has more than doubled. And a lot of self-paced classes can cost you nearly $2,000 for all the information that I'm giving you. And the fact is, a lot of times, there's nobody there to help you. And it's confusing as some of this stuff can get. You want there to be somebody who can help you. And in most cases, you won't get all of this information in one course. Like, they'll give you pieces and then they say, come back for more. This is the class that I teach. So anything that I'm going to teach, I'm going to put in this class. Like, even in my last course, I added an extra class because it was something that I learned. So, like, oh wait, I just learned this. Let me go ahead and teach you now. And so that's what we do. Now, because of the demand, it's so high in the market, and the content that I'll be providing, and the support that I provide, I should charge at a bare minimum $2,500 per person. You don't believe me? Here's the proof. I looked this up on Monday, took a screenshot. Somebody who's doing the exact same thing that I'm doing, remote classroom, meaning it's going to be online, the same dates, 7/26 and 7/21, online, instructor-led class, official courseware, labs, and exams. $39.95, and I'm not talking about $39.95. That's $3,995. So this is just what. So just to go show you, I ain't sicing. I'm not. I'm not even joking with you. And the truth is, once that class is finished, you will not hear from them again. I can guarantee you that they might friend you on LinkedIn, but they're not going to help you. But I tell you, I provide support to help you even throughout the entire year, even to the point where after the class is over, I'm willing to sit down with you and map out your roadmap on how to get you to where you want to go. But the thing is, I'm not even charging that. I'm not charging no $4,000. I know better than that. Some people are just trying to dip their feet in the water. They ain't trying to go swimming. It's like some people will throw that kind of money in there and then do nothing with it. I don't want anybody to feel like they've wasted their time or wasted a whole bunch of money on me. So this is a dip your foot in type moment. So just go ahead, dip your feet in. Kick your feet in real quick. And honestly, because I even have incentivized. Like I said, I talk about there's a bounty program. There's a way to get some of your money back from me. All of that kind of stuff. And that's not the whole story, and that's my version of. But wait, there's more. Like I said, when you get the on-demand access for an entire year, that in and of itself is $900 that you would pay on the open market. Then this is what I do. This is what I call my digital dorm room. I made this up. This is Hampton University, going to school right here. That was my room 507. James Toller had a single room my freshman year. And we have a community of fellow students where you can ask questions and get assistance. I'm a part of it. My interns are part of it. Other professionals are on there. You're able to cheat off of each other. You got people who done been through this course already, and they'll be like, "Hey, just ask them questions. I don't mind. There's nothing wrong with it. Hacking is a team sport. Trust me." Then daily updates on real-time happenings in the cyber world as they come about. That and being in that type of community, I can guarantee is at least $200. Next, this final bonus was not my idea. My interns made this happen, and I can't believe it. I asked them if they could help me to make my class, and they started doing all other kind of stuff. So they created on-site interactive labs, which have real-life scenarios, multiple mock servers, walkthroughs, and honestly, it's probably the most valuable part of this entire offer, just as valuable as the class itself. And so I put it at $3,000 easily. And this is on top of the $2,500 I should be charging you. But guess what? I'm not charging you $2,500. I'm not charging you $3,000. I'm not charging you the $6,600 that this is actually worth. And I have a bounty program. So starting day 3 of class, there'll be a $500 bounty open to all students. So yes, you'll be able to win $500 by putting the skills that you're learning to use immediately. And so, like I said, this is worth over $6,000, nearly $7,000 with all the stuff that I'm putting. Plus, I'm helping you to guide you in the career. I'll even give you an outline on how to start your career in cybersecurity if you've never done it before. Simply go to my website, bootcamp.learnfromhacker.com, and you can do it in 2 easy payments of $450 or 1 payment of $797. And I'm not even finished, because I really want you to have success. And that's because success for you makes me look good. Everyone who successfully completes the course, meaning you take all the classes, you pass the written exam, and you do the practical. And mind you, my classes are meant to be passed. I teach so that people can do this because I want you to have success. You will get $100 back from me, no questions asked, because I want you to be looking forward to, knowing that the money is worth it, that it's worth something. So you get the money back. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to help you to get there. And I feel like if you know that you're going to get some money at the end, you'll do better. You'll pay attention more. You'll look at it. So I want to do this to inspire you. So again, go ahead to bootcamp.learnfromahacker.com and let me show you what to expect when you purchase. So I'm removing any doubt out of the buying process because, again, I'm a hacker. So I know that some people out there, they try to do stuff that that to mimic, or maybe you type something in wrong, and you just got to be a little bit careful. So this is what you'll see on the checkout page. It'll give you, you'll be looking again for some of the stuff that I talked about. And then also, it'll give you the option if you want to do the payment plan, the original price, all that good stuff. Um, but for the next 24 hours, see, I'm always adding stuff because again, I'm here to help. Like I want people to know, to be able to do this. Like for the next 24 hours, each student who pays in full will receive the custom USB drive that can turn almost any computer into a hacking machine. You can turn any computer, like almost any computer, into a hacking machine, as long as you have permission. Again, I talk about that, having permission. That is so important to me. Um, so you'll get the same USB that I talked about earlier. Like that's what I want you to have. Like I want you to have that. The same way that I have it. I'll send it to you in the mail. If you live close, I'll hand deliver it to you, whatever. Or I can even teach you how to make it yourself. Like that's what's important to me. So it's my favorite tool in the field. You can bypass client login, as I told you, get past those passwords, uncover deleted files, perform cyber forensics, all of that. So again, adding that, puts even more value on it. But again, today's price, it's not beatable. It really isn't. And you get quick results from day one. You'll have your own fully functioning hacking machine. Like I don't wait till the end to get you to do that. That's day one. Like I want you to know off break how this works. And as you can see, I try to be personable. I want people to enjoy the class. The class is fun. We laugh. You can ask questions in the midst of it, all of that good stuff. So go ahead right now, jump to, go to the website. It's there at the bottom of the screen. Now, this is the time for questions, comments, concerns, speculations. I know that there were some questions that popped up, and I'll go ahead and I'll ask them. So they say, how do you hack social media accounts? So that is one of the things that we talk about. Again, I talk very much about the ethics of what I do. That's very important to me, that everything is done ethically. But yes, I do show you the easy ways that you can get people's information to get into their social media accounts. Um, Now, again, in joining this class, you agree to do everything ethically. Like I don't play about that. Like I'm not going to teach you how to do something illegal. Everything, so if you were doing something like that, it would have to be for an organization that you have permission to do it for. So like if you're doing something for the Acme Corporation, you would go into only there, see if you can get the credentials for that. I only tried to hack writing. Zero. Okay, so you were trying to do some SQL injection. Yes, I teach you how to do SQL injection. Now that's just the 0 or 1 = 1 is one way to do SQL injection. There's so many other ways to do certain things with that to get into it. So that you have any questions, go ahead and ask them right now. I'm gonna leave it open for a little bit, but I'm not gonna, if there aren't any, because I feel like I've explained pretty much everything there is to explain. Is wide open. Go to bootcamp.learnfromahacker.com. Should you have any questions, comments, concerns, speculations, feel free to hit me up. I'm easy to find, and and that's about it, y'all. So if you need something, feel free, let me know. I'm here for you. If you're watching this live on well, not live, but if you're watching this on replay, feel free to type your comments there. I will see the notification, whether it be on Facebook, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Twitch, or even in the Eventbrite page, and I will give you whatever information that you think you may need. All right, it's been wonderful, everybody. I'm gonna see it for a couple more seconds, see if a question pops up, because I know sometimes there's a delay. And since there are not, it's been nice knowing you. See you on the other side. Have a good one.